NASCAR Cup Series qualifying is officially concluded from Kansas Speedway, and Kyle Larson has won his first pole in the Cup Series of 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, NASCAR Cup qualifying is officially done from Kansas Speedway, and Kyle Larson has won his first pole of the 2025 season. This is also Kyle Larson's 22nd career pole in the NASCAR Cup Series as well. Kyle Larson continues to run really strong in the early portion of the season. We knew Larson was going to be really fast, especially from the long run speed he had. His car was really fast on a 5-lap average, the 10-lap average, and the 15-lap average. But one area that Larson hasn't been as strong at compared to previous years is his qualifying. Last year, by this time, he had 3 or 4 poles, but this is only his first pole of the year. But it's a big deal for Larson because Kyle Larson, we know, is really good at Kansas. He comes in as a defending winner of the spring race, and this is one of Kyle Larson's best tracks. And he'll be also trying to reach 10,000 laps led in his NASCAR Cup Series career tomorrow. As the only 148 laps, he'll be starting up front to try to reach that number. But it's a big deal for Larson, of course, trying to get redemption from last week. Let's be real and honest, he probably should have won the race last week. He had the best car in the field, especially on the longer run as well. I think Larson is going to have a car that's going to be really, really good. I like the speed from the number 5 team. They've been really fast. They haven't always qualified up front, but a big deal for Larson. Congratulations to the 5 team on winning another pole. I think it's going to be really tough to beat this 5 car. I like the speed I saw from him. Congrats to Kyle Larson on picking up his first pole of 2025. So now let's take a look at the top qualifiers from the race and talk about reactions from qualifying and practice as well. So Kyle Larson wins the pole. Chris Buescher qualifies second. Just like last year in the spring race at Kansas when Kyle Larson beat him by 1/1000 of a second, Kyle Larson beats Chris Buescher, who starts on the front row. Buescher, let's get redemption from last year. And you really compare him to even his teammates, the RFK cars are not that fast. So big deal for Buescher to start on the front row. I think Buescher's been fast at times this year, but he has not led a lot of laps so far this year. Only 2 or 3 laps led early in the year. So good for Buescher to start on the front row. The pace and speed seems to be there for the number 17 car. Great job from him. He'll be starting second. Christopher Bell qualified third. Good job from Christopher Bell, starting inside the top 5. Bell generally qualifies really well at Kansas. He's won a couple poles here. He was going, I think, for his 3rd or 4th straight pole at this track. So Bell doesn't get the pole this time around, but starting inside the top 5. Good job for Bell. He's been really fast at times. He'll be looking to win his first ever Cup race at Kansas. He'll start third. Good job for Christopher Bell. Tyler Reddick qualifies 4th. Good speed from the driver of the 2311 machine, Tyler Reddick. Obviously, some stuff happened 2311 in front row behind the scenes right now. But Tyler Reddick starting inside the top 5. Good job for Reddick. He'll be starting inside the top 5. Reddick will be a factory. Won at Kansas in the fall race of 2023. He'll be starting in 4th. Joey Logano qualifies 5th. Backing up the win last week at Texas by starting in the top 5. Logano hasn't been as fast in intermediates in the last couple years, so for him to qualify in the top 5, I think that's actually really impressive. Let's go back-to-back. He has not won at Kansas since 2015 or 2020, I should say, so he looks to pick up the win. He'll start 5th. Good job from Joey Logano. Ty Gibbs qualifies 6th. Good job for Ty Gibbs starting inside the top 10. This team continues to build a lot of momentum. They're turning the corner, especially near the last couple weeks. I think Ty Gibbs is really starting to show some good speed. He had good speed last week at Texas too, so good job for Gibbs. He'll be starting in 6th. William Byron qualifies 7th. Good speed from a little bit down compared to Larson, but starting inside the top 10. Good job for Byron, who will look to get a 2nd win of the year. Daniel Suarez qualifies 8th. The fastest Trackhouse car by quite a bit. This is much needed for Suarez. Obviously in a contract year with Trackhouse right now, but I think this is really needed from the driver of the 99. He needed a good starting position tomorrow. He's been solid at Kansas in the past, so he'll start in 8th. Good job for Suarez. Chase Elliott qualified 9th. Chase Elliott's not been as fast as his teammates this year. I think we all know this, but a solid top 10 starting spot for Chase. They got to work on trying to get that long run speed especially, but they had decent long run speed today as well, so he'll start 9th. Good job for him. And Ryan Blaney qualifies 10th. So far been the fastest car on the long run, especially of all drivers throughout every single race. Blaney's going to have a little bit of work to do to get up front, but starting inside the top 10, good job for Ryan Blaney. Michael McDowell qualified 11th. Justin Haley qualified 12th. Solid speed for the Spire drivers. Austin Center qualifies 13th. Decent, but not great for him. Denny Hamlin qualified 14th. The back qualifying dropped him a little bit farther back in the field, unfortunately, but still starting inside the top 15. I think he'll be up front before the end. He had good long run speed. 15th for Bubba Wallace. Bubba a little bit disappointing, I think, because of the bad draw. It kind of affected him, unfortunately, but Bubba, I had a pretty solid car on the long run, so starting 15th. My pick still to win tomorrow. Eric Jones qualified 16th. John Henry Mitchell qualified 17th. Solid speed for the Legacy Motor Club cars. Zane Smith qualified 18th, the fastest of the front row machines. Chase Briscoe qualified 19th, a little bit disappointing for him. And Austin Dillon qualified 20th, but he also had a flat tire, so he was affected a little bit, which is also impressive for Ty Gibbs considering he had a flat tire as well. 20th place for Austin Dillon, 21st place for Alex Bowman. The worst of the Hendrick cars, unfortunately, weighed down because of the bad qualifying draw. He dropped back quite a bit. He'll have a little bit of work to do in the race. Carson Ospar qualified 22nd. Todd Gillen qualified 23rd. Noah Grayson qualified 24th. Riley Hurts qualified 25th. Not bad for him. Ross Chastain qualified 26th. He was on a heater, but he had a bad exit off turn number 3. I think Ross has a much better car than where he qualified. I think he'll be up front, but the speed is definitely there a little bit more. They just got to find a way to start qualifying better. He started 26th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. qualified 27th. Corey Heim qualified 20th. Not that far off of his teammate Riley Herbst, I got to say. And started inside the top 30 in his first Cup start of the year. He's got a couple more Cup starts scheduled later this year at Chicago and I believe Nashville as well. Solid top 30 starting spot for Corey. He'll be looking to run really well tomorrow. Ty Dillon qualified 29th. Brian Priest qualified 30th. A little surprised to see the lack of speed from the 60 machine. He's been fast at times this year, so a little surprised to see him a little bit farther back. Cole Custer qualified 31st. Jesse Love qualified 32nd. A.J. Allmendinger qualified 33rd. Shane Van Gisbergen qualified 34th. Once again, struggling qualifying this year, but he did have a flat tire, so kind of a little bit of slack, but still not a lot of speed from the number 88 machine. Kyle Busch qualified 35th. He was probably going to start inside the top 10, top 15, but he hit the outside wall. He'll be starting back at 35th and probably have to go to backup car because of the damage. Brad Keselowski qualified 36th. Another driver had tire issues, but also just no speed from that number 6 machine. Going to have a lot of work to do in the race, and it's just not been there this year for the 16. Brad is just having an abysmal season. Cody Ward qualified 37th, and Josh Berry qualified last in 38th after getting into the outside wall. So, those are reactions to Cup Series qualifying. What are the big things going into the race? Well, one thing we saw during practice, a lot of tire issues and a lot of tire trouble. Brad Keselowski, Ty Gibbs, Shane Van Gisbergen, Chase Briscoe, Zane Smith all had tire issues throughout practice, and most of them coming for the first part of the event. They do have a softer left rear tire. Seems like maybe an air pressure issue. We're not entirely sure at this point, but tires I think are going to be a factor in this race. I think you're going to have to manage your stuff, which could lead to a lot of cautions potentially if we do have a lot of tire issues, and we could also see a lot of attrition in the race. I think the tires, like we saw at Bristol, at least before the race happened, we could be seeing a lot of that issues with attrition throughout the event. The other big thing is the cars that are going to be fast. I look for the Toyotas of Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, even Ty Gibbs to be pretty quick. I think Christopher Bell is going to be really fast. But I also think the Hendrick cars are going to be strong. Kyle Larson, one of the best cars in the long run. William Byron, really, really fast. I know Kyle Busch is starting really far back, but his long run speed was actually pretty good. And Chase Elliott, really also good on the long run as well. And I also think Ryan Blaney will be another car to watch out for. But I think those are really going to be the guys to watch out for. I think that Ryan, and also Chris Buescher too. Chris Buescher is the only other Ford that I think has a really good chance to get it done. But there might be a lot of strategy because of these tires, and I think the tires are going to be a big story in the race tomorrow. But again, I look for the Hendrick cars to all be really, really good. I look for the Joe Gibbs cars, their 2011 racing cars, and the Penske cars to probably be the strongest brigades, and probably Kyle Busch mixing that as well during the NASCAR Cup Series race tomorrow. So, that is going to be a full reaction to NASCAR Cup Series qualifying from Kansas Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's get some more of that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are your reactions to NASCAR Cup qualifying? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Kyle Larson on winning the poll. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In a couple hours from now, you're going to be seeing the Craftsman Truck Series race review from Kansas Speedway. Then, of course, tomorrow we're going to have the starting lineup video for the Avanhall 400. And then we also will be having the race review from the Avanhall 400. And then we also will probably do a Shane Van Gisbergen video. Of course, he does really well. Maybe some Red Bull ties in that as well. And then Monday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple of days. Tuesday, I'm going to be doing an entrance video, most likely for the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro, something around the All-Star race, perhaps. It might be some other content dropping as well. We're going to have truck picks dropping on Wednesday, and we've got some other content dropping soon. I will be doing maybe something, or not another silly season update like I did this week. We'll have content coming out, people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, cars, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Cleese Zafar, Matt DiBenedetto, Junior Motorsports, Connor Zilish, and many other things we'll be talking about on the channel in the coming days and weeks. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.